Hi everybody, Raging back with another Mechabellum video. I was recently spectating a B-Man game and I watched him play a crazy composition that I've never seen before against like a 1950, which is what me and my opponent are in this game. And it just crushed him, so I tried it out in this game. So starting out here, we are Typhoon Specialist with Sledgehammers and Crawlers. It's not a bad pack into what we're facing here. Appendix is playing a Sabertooth Specialist with the Stormcallers and Crawlers, and he's making Arc Lights, so he's setting up in a very standard defensive position here, and we're going to be aggressing towards him. I don't mind Sledgehammers when I'm facing Stormcallers. It's probably my second favorite unit to play against it, besides like Steel Balls, which are probably the best against a Stormcaller opening. So just kind of deciding which unit I'd like to pair with my starting units here. Probably going to go with some Arc Lights, since I have no Chaff Clear. And so he will have the Sabertooth on round 2, and we will have the Typhoon on round 3. Also, in the B-Man game that I was watching, he built towards the composition that we're going to be playing here from the very beginning, and I did not. So his game was a little more effective. I think if you build towards this comp that I'm about to show you earlier, it will go better. Let's fly through this one real quick. It'll be pretty close, but I think my Arc Light does get annihilated here. And the Crawlers get to this tower, and I think we lose the round by a smidgen because of the timing, because these Crawlers also take this tower. So our opponent takes round 1, very small win. Round 2 comes here. I am looking at a couple things. I am considering Improved Wraith. I am mostly considering Heavy Armor and Underground Threat, though. Now, Underground Threat does seem really good, but he does have these Arc Lights pretty much defending his towers, and they really won't move that far, so I don't think I'm going to be able to get in there with Underground Threat. So I end up taking the Heavy Armor here. Our opponent does have his free Sabertooth. He immediately slams a Heavy Armor on that guy. That's a perfect play, because I have nothing on my board here that can even contend with that. Realizing that, he will probably make that play. I decide to flank with some Crawlers. I do take the Heavy Armor. I'm not sure if he's going to Underground Threat me. Also, if he takes Heavy Armor on a Sabertooth, I'm going to need something else, so I go with Air to try and cheese the round. But he does have Fangs now, unfortunately. So, will the Fangs get us? We are holding the Heavy Armor. Didn't use it. So this round will be not as good as the last one, because the Wasps don't end up working out. They die to the Fangs. They get stuck shooting the Sabertooth. So it's not going well for us so far. So we lose kind of hard here on round 2 as well. It's not looking good. So round 3 comes, I have the Typhoons. It occurs to me that while I was watching B-Man, he was also the Typhoon Specialist. And this composition involves Phantom Rays. So I see that he's probably taking Mustangs because I just built Wasps. And so I'm going to immediately try and counter that with Phantom Rays with armor. And I do still have Heavy Armor, so I can also chuck that on the Phantom Rays. So now I'm going to start to pivot away from what I have sort of been doing so far. It is going to change a lot really quickly. So I have Typhoons in the front here. I have Phantom Rays with Heavy Armor. So each Phantom Ray at level 3 with Heavy Armor has 17k health, which is a lot. And then once I hit armor, they'll have even more. So these are going to be some really tanky dudes, and he does not have anything showing on the board here that can contend with Phantom Rays. I sell a pack of Sledgehammers here. He does have 3 packs of Mustangs now. He doesn't have range or anything like that. He just got the 3 packs of Mustangs. So I do take armor on the Rays. I get myself a second pack of Phantom Rays at level 1 here. And I do suspect that he's probably throwing Mustangs on the left, and so because of that, I'm going to go for the right tower. I think I can definitely win the round as long as these Phantom Rays live. I have one more deployment here. Everything else on our board basically will be dead to what he has except for the Phantom Rays. And that's okay, because I'm just trying to buy time here on this round. So, we do have chaff clear with Typhoons. Again, there's nothing on the board that can kill these Phantom Rays, but we still want to analyze and see how things are going. So our Typhoons have cleared all the Crawlers here. The left has fallen extremely hard, and these Elite Mustangs are able to contend with level 1 Typhoons. When Typhoons don't have levels, actually Elite Mustangs are just like straight up better. So again, like I said, we will win by the Phantom Rays by default because we have armor, and he just doesn't have enough damage to actually deal any damage to the Phantom Rays. So what I'm really trying to do here is get levels on these level 1 Phantom Rays, which is perfect, and a level on these level 3 Phantom Rays would be great, but it's not required. Just really wanted levels on these guys. I want to try and pump the levels on these Armor Rays before he can start to come up with good counters or even outplay them with anti-air Mustangs. So none of this really looks that good for me because, like I said, I have a plan here, and I don't need any of these things. So our opponent skips on that round. We sell our Wasps. So we have 1,000 supplies to play with here. Our opponent has 750, so he's going to think about what to do here now. How is he going to try and kill these Phantom Rays? One of the most common things that you'll see is people build Marksman at this point or Phoenix. When they have Mustangs, they think about those two units as ways of killing the Phantom Rays. So what I've done here is I've gotten 2 packs of Stormcallers, and I've gotten a 3rd unit of the Rays. So we have a level 3, a level 2, and a level 1. I kind of suspect that the level 1s will be dying here, but they're mostly just kind of going to go die to keep our higher level guys alive. So I've set up the Stormcallers here. We have 3 packs of Rays here. So we have some Chaff Clear. We have Stormcallers, which should be able to kill Mustangs. And we also throw down some oil here. You can kind of see what I'm starting to cook up here, right? There's some fire coming on these Stormcallers. Like I said, opponent does go with the Phoenixes here. So let's see if we can get the Phoenixes dead. And if we can, we're still going to defeat the entire board because we still have our heavy armor Phantom Rays with armor as well. And I don't find, it does seem like the Phoenix would be good, but when you take Stealth Cloak and stuff like that, it's not that good, actually. The Phoenix doesn't do that great into Phantom Rays once you get Stealth Cloak, so I like to see Phoenixes here. What I think is better than Phoenixes is probably just Wasps. So like I said, once we get Phoenixes dead, we still win the round because he still can't kill these guys. And the Stormcallers are actually pretty helpful here as well. Now we do have a level 4 pack of Phantom Rays here. They leveled up. Extended range Phantom Ray, you don't want to take that. More speed is perfect, though. Actually, like, really perfect. So once I hit temp speed, these Phantom Rays are going 22 meters per second. So I do immediately take Stormcaller Fire here. I have decided to sell the other pack of Sledgehammers since I don't need them. All I need in this build is, I don't know, I could leave the Typhoon here. It's kind of perfect, I guess. The Stormcallers with fire, and the oil on the Phantom Rays. So something interesting about the Phantom Rays when they shoot the oil is as long as there's already fire on the ground, they actually continue to spread the fire around with them as they move. And I've never seen anybody do this. Maybe I've seen Woot do it once or twice with like a Fire Badger Specialist. But I think you could do this with Fire Badger Specialist. I don't think you necessarily definitely need Stormcallers. I've grabbed a pack of Crawlers here. And our opponent has more Mustangs on this side. I think that they're for Crawlers and maybe Chaff, but I'm not 100% sure why he's getting more Mustangs since we do already have armor on the Phantom Rays. So maybe questionable. Maybe he just wants a solid line of these Mustangs and then he's going to come up with like a better counter later. I still think that a better counter is AA Wasp at this point for him. Which is nice. That's why we have the Typhoons in case they play something like that. So deciding what I'd like to do here with my last deployment, I have decided to stick some Crawlers up here on his top right flank to distract Phoenixes and Mustangs, but he did missile it, so that won't be happening here. Decided to throw a single pack of level 1 Phantom Rays right in the center. Again, this is sort of just a distraction unit, but watch this. So, We have fire on the ground because we have fire stormcallers. And every time they shoot it, the oil, they spread the fire with them. So now there's fire over here as well. And he is sort of killing them with the Phoenix. He doesn't have any techs on Phoenix yet, but as they continue, look at this. They keep shooting oil, and they keep spreading. So any chaff that he has, like fangs, those are not going to work against this. Even though fangs are pretty good against phantom rays, they're not good against this. Okay, so we're taking these rounds, very small wins, because we only have phantom rays left at the end. Okay, so now this round comes, though, and it's pretty much like the worst case scenario because Farseer is perfect against Phantom Rays, and I basically thought I was just going to lose the game here, and so I had, in the B-Man game, there was no Farseer, so I wouldn't play this against a Farseer specialist since I really think that Farseer is like literally the best counter to what I'm doing, because you can just get EMP Farseers, and they just destroy, like, they live through fire and everything else, right? Seeing the Farseer, you can see that I'm really thinking about what to do here. I can't just keep rushing with the Phantom Rays. I need to get a little bit creative. Because he, like I said, he's taking EMP Farseer, and that's just going to shut this down. So I'm still deciding. I'm thinking about running a Rhino straight into him, but I'm not 100% sure. He also takes range and charge shot on Phoenix. Now, I do like to see that. What I think he should be doing is just making a crazy, like a super long line of Farseers at this point, now that he has them. And not going heavier into Phoenix. Probably just selling Phoenix. Doesn't need Phoenix at all. Again, if your opponent doesn't know what to do, this is a really strong composition. So I take the level 3 Wraith here, and I'm thinking about how I might be able to use it. So I elite recruit a couple more of the Phantom Rays, since, you know, I'm not exactly 100% sure if he's going to make a line of Farseers. I know he's taking Farseer, but I don't know if he's prepared to put Farseers over here on the left. So I'm going to also hit the left side here. And I'm going to go Stealth Cloak, so now I have triple tech Rays. And the reason I go Stealth Cloak is because knowing that he's definitely taking Farseer, I need a way of getting close to them and killing them. So that's why I take the Stealth Cloak. And these are the 3 main techs that you'll be using if you run this. If they get like Double Shot Marksman or, you know, something else, just get more energy shields or something. But let's see how well we can do. You'll see that the Farseer is definitely correct against us. He's also flanked us here with some crawlers, which we'll definitely get in. So hopefully we'll be able to push to this tower, and you can see that the fire is just burning all of his Mustangs over here on the left now as well. The new Phantom Rays are perfect. This Farseer is pretty much wiped out everything that we have over here on this other side, so good thing we went to the left. Once we took the tower on the left, we were able to kill the other Farseer. Since we have a few more Farseers alive, we will be able to win this round as well. But it was definitely closer, and you can see how the Stormcallers, as they travel with the Phantom Rays, they pair really well. So again, we're winning with just a few Phantom Rays here because we just got countered super hard. So what he should do here is just keep building Farseers and basically never stop building Farseers, and he should just win the game. Because I don't think I can actually contend with Farseers. But again, if your opponent doesn't know what to do against what I'm doing here, then, you know, they might not do that. So in lower MMR, I think you can get away with this pretty easily. I take the Ion Blast since I need a way of dealing with the Farseer and the Phoenixes. So the combo of the Farseer and the Phoenix is sort of the problem right now. If I can get both of them on the right side, we'll be chilling. I now have to contend with these crawlers back here, and so I've put arc lights. And also, if he takes level 2, I'm just going to missile him. And I'm also putting, like, flanking defenses with these other missiles. I've decided to sell the Typhoon since he's not going with AA Wasps. He's going with Farseer, and my Typhoons are basically going to do nothing, so I've sold them. I am also loaning, taking all of the buttons, the temp range, the temp speed, the elite recruit, and I'm elite recruiting some more Phantom Rays here. Now, he does have another Farseer over here on the left, and he's also picked up more Phoenixes. Again, I don't think he needs Phoenixes. I think all he needs is Farseers, and he'll just win the game. So he's still making mistakes, and also, he's leveling up these Mustangs, and I don't think that he needs levels on the Mustangs. They are hard countered. There's no way that those Mustangs are ever going to deal damage to these Phantom Rays. This guy's level 5. He doesn't need them that way, the Mustangs, so he shouldn't be wasting money in that way. What my opponent has done here, he's identified that our entire board consists of missiles. So he has anti-missiles here and here. But he doesn't need those. He has a tech on his Mustangs. Anti-missile. If he clicks this, there's nothing I can do. I'll just lose the game. This is not exactly like the best composition, and I only played it because I saw B-Man play it. But since I've never really seen it, and also clearly this guy's never seen it, he's not 100% sure what to do. So if you can tell that they're not sure what to do, just keep doing this, because it is kind of working. I've taken defense enhancement, and I've taken speed, all these buttons like I said, and I have 50 left over. I'm just going to missile out some chaff here. And so let's pray. So at this point, I'm basically praying because of the potential of more Farseers. So the Ion Blast is pretty good. It does allow us to take out all of the Mustangs and all of the Phoenixes. Now, on the left side here, it's going a little better for him now that he actually has some defenses. But since we were able to Ion Blast the right side with a little bit of a tempo play, we are still able to win the round here. Just, again, very slightly with just a few Phantom Rays showing. So I'm really nervous in this game, and the Phoenixes are causing more trouble than I'd like. So on round 8, we are offered, we have all these options here, but none of this looks that great to me. Because the Phoenixes paired with the Farseers is more effective than I want it to be, I decide that I can't simply get more Phantom Rays here because I'm going to lose the game. So he's gone with elite recruited Farseers. So now he has 4 Farseers. So he's on the right track here. And I'm a little bit bothered by how well the Phoenixes are doing with the pairing of the Farseer. So the Farseer shuts down our techs. And then the Phoenixes are actually doing most of the killing. You can see they have a lot of damage here, even compared to the Farseer. Well, the Farseer is also doing a lot, but them together are more effective. So what I want to do here is I want to try and take out some Phoenixes. I have to get a little bit creative, so I get Fortresses, and I just go AA on Fortress. Now, luckily, I can slot one in here because I planned a little better, but at the beginning, I didn't plan that well. I'd rather have a Fortress here, so if you need Fortresses, just leave little spaces for Fortresses in case they do stuff like this. Especially if they go AA Wasp, these are something that you'll want. Also, Typhoons are nice. So it's pretty much all I could afford to do this turn. I probably want to level up this Phantom Ray, though. And I do have my oil back, so let's see if I can get away with placing that again. I'm going to stick it right there. I think our opponent should shield since I am showing sticky oil and the fire is out of control. I am missiling his front-facing chaff here. And he's missiling as well, so he's like hitting our Phantom Rays back here, but let's see how well we can do here on round 8. I don't think... It's not looking good. Now that he's added more Farseers, and I'm just running straight at him, it's really not looking good. So let's see. Can we get him here? So are the AA Fortresses doing much? Kind of close, but not that great. Now, since these Phoenixes on the left are level 1, they are able to be destroyed by the anti-missile, but not that effectively. And you can see now, we have totally lost this round pretty hard, and lots of Farseers alive mean lots of damage coming to us. Okay, so we almost lose the game, but it's not over yet. So, round 9 comes and we're offered some free units. The Vulcans look fine to me. I can't really use these other units, like maybe Overlord, but also he already has so much AA and Mustangs. It's just not going to work. So the Vulcans look pretty good because I just simply can't use these other guys. He's also taking the Overlord. He sells one because he's not sure, how to use the other units as well. And so what he's going to do is he's just going to flank us with an Overlord and try and get this tower and just win the game. So I am deciding still what I need to take because none of this helps me at all. So I just go with Vulcans. I stick them both over here on the left. I'm just going to kind of use them as further ground fire. If I just give them range, maybe they'll get chaff and our Phantom Rays will get to the tower quicker. That's the idea here. Like I said, our opponent is beaconing the Overlord here across the board to just try and take the tower and win the game with a flank. Luckily, I do add another missile back, so I think it hits the Overlord and it would slow it down here. So I'm just deciding how to spend the remainder of my money because I'm really nervous about losing the game now at this point. He's getting more Farseers, which is absolutely correct. He sees now that the Farseers are everything he needs. I'm just kind of betting that these Vulcans are going to be able to cut it. I'm just going to go strong side here, and I'm going to run away from his strong side with this beacon. So now we have our strongest phantom rays going towards this tower, and the left side is now going to be our super push. So I just get 3 more of these guys, and look, they're just going to run over here, and I didn't even spend all my money. I had 100 left, so let's see if we can win this one. Now that these guys are going left, they're not just going to run into their death. And we do have the Vulcans, and we need to... That Overlord, luckily we have a level 2 tower here. And because we added the Vulcans, we're able to clear the ground stuff a lot quicker and actually get to the tower before he can get to our tower, which wins us the game. So we are able to pull it off here, only because we decide to go with a super strong side. Now, this is not the best that I could have played this game. I definitely could have played it better. I think if you start to build towards this composition earlier than I did, like I started to build toward this on round 3, but if you get Phantom Rays in place and you start to prepare by getting Stormcallers also, maybe you have Stormcallers from the very get-go, you can just put the Stormcallers where I have. And then the way B-Man did it, and I kind of copied what he did when I saw him play it, is he just made these little trios in front of the Stormcallers like this. And he also had one in the center, and he had a couple Typhoons, like, across the board, in case of, like, AA Wasp, like I said. Now, obviously, if you're playing into a Farseer specialist, you don't want to use this composition, because you saw how bad it was. And also, like, if you're in high MMR, say you're above maybe 1900, I think most of the time your opponent is probably going to know what to do. He's going to, like, stumble across the answer. My opponent basically started to stumble across the answer in this game with the Farseers. Like, he should have just made more. But you know what the real answer is? The kicker. The #1 counter to this composition, and if my opponent sees this, because I'm about to replay the round and I'll show you how to destroy me, if he sees this, he's going to be a little bit sad because he has had the answer on his board the entire game. So, taking over for our opponent here on the last round of the game. Again, it doesn't matter what he takes because none of these really help. So let's take the Overlord and sell one like he did, and we'll just use it as a weapon. Whatever, we'll just put it here. So what is something that can counter what we're playing? So we have Phantom Rays, we have Anti-Air Barrage, and we have Stormcallers, all of which are missiles. And he has 1,000,000 Mustangs, Missile Interceptor. He also has a bunch of Farseers, Missile Interceptor. Let's get some more Mustangs. Doesn't really matter where we put them. Go like this, this, this. Again, that doesn't even matter either. We'll go temp range. We have 2 missiles. We'll blow that up, and we'll slow that down. Watch this. So everything that we have is missiles. So anti-missile basically just shuts everything down. Absolutely nothing is landing on the ground. Sure, some of the fire's getting in. But look at all these guys. They're shooting down like every single missile. The left, it doesn't stand a chance. Again, the right side is our strong side here. We have no Phantom Rays left. And I have no anti-air. So I lose. And that's all he had to do, was click that one button. So, like I said, I'm not claiming that this is the greatest composition ever, because you can see how easily countered it is. It's literally just anti-missile Mustangs. And if you have Farseers, just click anti-missile Farseer too. It'll just help, right? Like, why not? And EMP is great too. If you face anything like this, this is the answer. But if your opponent doesn't know what to do, this that I played is pretty fun. And yeah, if they don't know what to do, it pretty much will wreck someone. If I had started to build toward this composition from the get-go, instead of like from round 3, it would have also gone better for us. Now, also, if you see that your opponent is playing Farseer Specialist, don't even try this. I think in lower MMR, you're going to have a much better time with this, but if you're pushing 1900 or greater than 1900, your opponent might even just accidentally find the right answer, and you'll probably just get destroyed. Also, this was my first time ever trying this. I think if I played it more, I would be able to play around some of these counters maybe a little bit better. You know, I might give that a go, but mostly this was just kind of a fun game and a weird composition that I wanted to show you guys. So that's going to do it for today's video. video. Thanks very much for watching. I hope everybody enjoyed. If you did, consider liking it and subscribing. And if you faced anything like this, or if you're going to give it a go, let me know how it goes for you in the comments. As always, I'll see you in the next one. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.